Take a deep breath in, and on the outward breath, allow your eyelids to close. As you breathe in, imagine breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that tension, stress, worries are leaving your body in your outward breath. As you breathe in and breathe out, notice that as you become aware of any tension, perhaps around your face, your head, neck and shoulders, I want you to imagine that tension is almost like ice, crystals of ice fused into the skin. I want you to imagine you're breathing in a warm feeling of resourceful relaxation, and that warmth is able to melt away those crystals of ice locked in your muscle tissue. And as that tension melts away, feel the tension leave your body in your outward breath. Therefore, simply by breathing in and breathing out, you're able to naturally, gradually go deeper and deeper, relaxed. Now, notice that your arms feel limper and loose. Perhaps a tingling sensation maybe in your fingers or your toes. As you focus on those physical sensations, notice that eyelids are getting heavier and heavier. And your imagination, your mind already knows how to go to a place. And whether you call that place hypnosis or trance or just deep inside your imagination, it all means the same thing. A place where changes can take place. You intuitively know that you can access memories. You can access memories almost just by recalling a certain place or a certain person or a certain situation. And you don't know specifically where those memories are held. You just know that you can access them. You don't know your beliefs until you start talking about your beliefs. If you're in a heated debate, those things you didn't know you believe, you suddenly figure out because the words leave your mouth. You don't know where your beliefs are stored. You just know that they exist. And you also know that beliefs change. The person that you believe is alive. You update your belief if you were to discover that they died. Beliefs can change that easily. As a child, there was a time perhaps where you believed in tooth fairies and Father Christmas, and just being told new information shattered those beliefs instantly. That's how easy beliefs can change. And I wonder what beliefs you've been holding on to that are no longer serving you, no longer useful. And it's likely that those beliefs were created with a very good reason. To protect you, perhaps. But what might protect you at one point in your life can be a hindrance in a different time in your life. I want you to imagine you are standing outside of a pub. Allow your imagination to picture it. Maybe you're on the streets. You can see the door of the pub, but you're outside. And I want you to imagine you're holding a bag in each arm. Each hand is holding the handle of a bag, maybe like a small suitcase lifted off the ground. One bag represents guilt. The other bag represents shame. And there is a rule. The rule is you can't enter the bar holding on to either guilt or shame. I want you to scan your body for any feelings of guilt. Not just related to drinking, but anything at all. I want you to accept that you've already learned the lessons through any feelings of guilt. It's enabled you to make decisions, raise your standards, increase your wisdom, and therefore you don't need to hold on to that guilt anymore. I want you to scan your body for where you feel that guilt. For some people, it's a heaviness in their chest. For others, a sensation almost like inside their head. I want you to find where guilt is for you and to choose to physically release that guilt into the bag that represents guilt. Have it leave your body and enter the bag and feel how heavy that bag becomes. Maybe you can recall memories of things you regret, things you did you'd rather you didn't, times where you violated your own standards. Scan your body for that guilt and then move the guilt into that bag in one of your hands and feel how heavy that bag becomes. And then when you've scanned your body and double checked that there is no more guilt in your body and it's all in the bag, just let me know by nodding your head. And now we're going to do the same for shame. Shame is so powerful if it influences future behavior. I want you to imagine that shame is a catalyst for change. Very powerful so long as it does result in a change. But I think you've made many of the changes that you've wanted to make. Those times that you felt truly ashamed was either because you didn't meet your standards or because those standards were badly phrased, ambiguous, and you felt shame for things that wasn't your shame. It was an echo of someone else's. I want you to get a sense that you're scanning your body for any feelings of shame. From the tip of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes, scan your body for that shame and move it from you into the bag. Feel just how heavy that bag becomes. A bag that represents guilt is so heavy. A bag that represents shame, so heavy. How can you live your life if you're carrying around these bags wherever you go? If your unconscious mind is ready to take the lessons from that guilt and shame, then you no longer have to hold on to the weight anymore. And if you're ready to let go of that guilt and shame, just let me know by nodding your head. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. When I arrive at 1, you will imagine releasing your hands and feeling the weight of those bags drop. So just a few more seconds, feel how heavy they are, and realize that if you don't drop this guilt and this shame, you'll be carrying it around forever. It's going to make time with your family harder if you're holding on to this guilt and shame. It's going to make time with the people you work with harder if you're holding on to this guilt and shame. It's even going to affect your leisure time, your recreation time, if you're holding on to this guilt and shame. How practical is it to live your life holding on to these two big heavy bags? And as you accept it's no longer necessary or useful for you to hold on to these bags, it's now time to let them go. Starting to count. 5. Feeling the heaviness of those bags, really heavy. 4. Feeling the weight dragging your arms down. 3. Wondering how good it's going to feel to let go of these bags. 2. Loosening your grip. And then 1. Letting go of the bag. Hear the thud as these bags hit the ground, and then take 5 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn around and see that guilt and shame are now behind you. Now you could choose at any point in time to pick up these heavy bags and live your life holding on to them. But you've taken all the value from those bags now. All that's left is the weight. Why would you carry the weight if you've already learned the lesson? Now it's time. to enter this pub that you see in front of you, but there is a sign above the door, and it says that when you enjoy your leisure time, it makes your work time more productive and more focused. I want you to try and open the door without believing that to be true, and notice that the door is stuck shut. It's only when you truly believe that when you really enjoy your leisure time, it does indeed recharge your batteries, makes you more productive, more focused. And when that belief becomes how you think about your leisure time, then the door opens. And when that door opens, let me know by nodding your head. Now it's time to walk into the bar. I want you to imagine ordering a drink, perhaps seeing friends there. I want you to get a sense that you've been holding on to a belief for a while, that at some level drinking with your friends represents a betrayal of your family and those that you love the most. That's not true, and that's not useful. In fact, this feeling of guilt or shame has been designed to stop you following a path of someone that you know close. But you've already made the decision you're not going to follow that path. In which case, there's no betrayal. In fact, it just represents balance. I want you to order 2 drinks from the bar. Each drink represents a new belief. The old belief, perhaps, was that you shouldn't be drinking. And the new belief that is contained in one of those drinks is a belief that I will never excessively drink. And if you do ever excessively drink based on your own standards, don't be surprised if that guilt and shame comes back just long enough for you to then raise your standards and drink to a level where you get the balance just right. And if you're willing to accept that new belief to replace the old one, just let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine drinking that drink, enjoying the drink, but realizing that the drink represents you accepting a new belief system. It's not drinking that's an issue, it's excessive drinking. And if you agree that you can drink, but that you're not willing to excessively drink, then finish the drink as you then accept that new belief system to be true. I want you to look at the second drink that you've ordered. For a while, perhaps, you might have felt that anything that involves time away from your family at some level means you don't love your family, or you're prioritizing over other things over and above your family, which is not true. I want you to get a sense that enjoying your leisure time will indeed give you a release of built up stress and anxiety. But at the same time, believing that having fun outside of your family is somehow a betrayal of your family is not helping. Just is a recipe for filling up new bags of guilt and shame. So the second drink represents a new belief to replace the old beliefs, and that is that a rule-based belief. I'll never prioritize drinking over my family. And if this seems that it will enable you to enjoy your free time, enjoy time with friends, giving your life more balance, but at the same time, knowing that the line there is that family comes first, this other time is a nice bonus to have balance in your life. If you agree that this is a useful belief to enable you to have more balance in your life, just let me know by nodding your head. And then drink that second drink. Feel the liquid in your mouth, feel the taste. And as you swallow, you accept that new belief to be true. Imagine spending a few moments with your friends, enjoying, and realize that now you can leave without feeling any guilt, any shame, because as long as you're not excessively drinking, and you're not prioritizing drinking above those other important things in your life like family and work, then there's no problem. You enjoy the time while you're there, and then imagine returning from the pub, seeing those heavy bags there on the pavement, knowing that you could pick up that guilt and shame whenever you want, but choosing not to for now. And then making your way home. Perhaps there's someone there that asks how your time was, and you can tell them the truth. You had a great time. And you had a great time because you met your own standards. You weren't prioritizing above anything more important, and you weren't excessively drinking. And notice there is an absence of guilt or shame. You don't have to lie about your experiences. You can be truthful because you are meeting your own standards. If it feels like something has changed, and therefore there is possibilities and opportunities for more balance and more joy in your life from this point forward, let me know by nodding your head. Imagine giving your family a hug and telling them, look into their eyes and tell them that you won't excessively drink. Make a promise to them. And tell them that although you'll drink every now and then, you'll never put drink before their needs. If they seem happy with that, let me know by nodding your head. Because they're happy with it, that means the standard's at the right level, and therefore that will cement this change in thinking in your mind, and it will be this way as the default way going forward. And then realize that all of this is just thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams, and actually you're listening to me firmly in the present. Very soon I'll count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, but first of all take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own physical body right now. I'll count from 1 to 10, and when you awaken, the guilt and shame will still be left behind, but you will awaken with new belief systems to enable you to have more balance and joy in your life. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.